We will not tolerate threats or hatred or anti-Semitism.
That was New York Governor Kathy Hochul in Ithaca Monday after posts threatening deadly violence against Jewish Cornell students were discovered over the weekend on a website where people write reviews of fraternities and sororities. One post specifically targeted the building that houses both Cornell's Center for Jewish Living and a kosher cafeteria.
Do you feel safe walking across campus by yourself?
I think I'm fearful. I mean, I'm going to have to go to classes, but there's always going to be, at least right now, that element of fear in the back of my mind.
No one should be living in fear in the United States. And it disgusts me that our Jewish brothers and sisters, some of whom are disclosing that they're living in fear because of some of the anti-Semitic attacks they've been dealing with. Now, after multiple days of investigation, a Cornell student was detained and arrested yesterday for writing violent threats directed at the school's Jewish community. Now, it's part of a larger trend of growing attacks against both Jewish and Muslim Americans since the most recent violence in the Middle East. And it is devastating. It is depressing. It is not the way we should react or respond to what's currently happening in Israel and the Gaza Strip. Let me give you the details about Patrick Day. He's a 21-year-old junior from Pittsford, New York. He was charged with posting threats to kill or injure another using interstate communications, and that's according to federal prosecutors. Court documents show multiple posts allegedly made by him where he used usernames like Hamas fighter, Jew evil, and glorious Hamas. Now, I want to warn you all, I'm going to read some details about what he posted. They're disgusting, difficult to read, difficult to share, and it could be triggering and graphic for some of you. But with that warning, I'm going to go ahead. The complaint alleges that Day posted threatening messages to the Cornell section of an online discussion site, including posts calling for the deaths of Jewish people and a post that said, "Gonna shoot up 104 West." Now, 104 West is actually a Cornell University dining hall that caters predominantly to kosher diets and is located next to the Cornell Jewish Center. So that context matters, it's really important to know that. Now, in another post, he allegedly threatened to stab and slit the throat of any Jewish males he sees on campus, to rape and throw off a cliff any Jewish females, and to behead any Jewish babies. In that same post, he threatened to bring an assault rifle to campus and shoot all you pig Jews. Just absolutely disgusting. Now, following reports of these threats, police stationed outside of Cornell's Center for Jewish Living were positioned there as the FBI investigation was underway. So luckily, Cornell ensured that there was some protection for Jewish students, which I think was the right thing to do. They should not live in fear. They should not be in an environment where they fear for their lives. This is so stupid. Any kind of hate, whether it's Islamophobia or anti-Semitism, is unacceptable, period. And by the way, criticism toward the Israeli government is fine, just like criticism toward any government should be considered acceptable. That is very different from anti-Semitism or directing hate toward Jewish people, whether it be Israelis living in Israel or Jewish individuals living here in the United States. Now, investigators also traced the posts that he made to his IP address, which is how authorities found him and arrested him. Now, his parents say that he suffers from severe mental health issues and that they were concerned that he was on the brink of suicide. "My son is in severe depression. He cannot control his emotion well due to the depression. No, I don't think he committed the crime." Now, his first court appearance is scheduled for today, and if convicted, he could face up to 5 years in prison, a $250,000 fine, and 3 years of supervised release. So we'll see what happens with this case, but obviously these types of threats terrorize people and are unacceptable. And I'm glad that the authorities did something about it, because oftentimes we cover these like mass shooting events. And then we find out that there were all sorts of red flags and warning signs that everyone ignored. In this case, I'm super happy that they didn't ignore this, that they looked into it, and that they're continuing to investigate and have detained this individual. Now, with that said, despite the violent threats, Cornell's Jewish community says they will be resilient, and that makes me super happy. So let's hear from them.
It is legitimate to be scared.
Rabbi Ari Weiss is the executive director of Cornell Hillel and the grandson of Holocaust survivors.
The post that we saw, which called for Jewish people to be murdered, right? That is not about Israel at all, right? That is a specific threat. That is incitement. That is hate speech.
Are you going to change anything about your schedules or how you could go about campus in wake of this?
That's what they want. They want to break your spirit. They want to get to you and to stay strong, to stay true to who you are. And that's how you win.
Totally agree. And what makes me feel a little bit better, again, is that a 24/7 police presence will be maintained outside of the Jewish Living Center at Cornell.
Hey, thanks for watching that video. We really appreciate it, guys. And we appreciate it if you become members because that allows us to be independent, honest, progressive, all the things that you don't get from corporate media. And all of that is because of you guys. Hit the join button below and become one of us, become a Young Turk.